So a massive warm welcome to you for our Level Up session. And I'm so pleased to be able to host the very first session for the Student Enterprise Programme, academic year 2021. And I'm so happy we can do this live and we can bring this to you virtually. All our programmes this year will be delivered virtually, but I'm so pleased that we can engage with people all across the world. To be able to see where you're from is just amazing, and so happy to welcome you. So we've got, what, 130, just over 130 participants, and I thought it would be really interesting to see what schools in the university you're from and what are you studying. So I thought it would be really interesting if you can just pop in the chat box at the side, what is it you're studying and where have we got people from across the university? Let's see, fine arts, law, cybersecurity, human fashion, psychology. Oh, we've got them all. Oh, a massive welcome to you. Oh, it's fantastic to see all the marketing. And you know, for me, this is what it's all about. It's about bringing students together from across the university. While you're studying, you're typically in international business, translation, education, fantastic. And you know, while you're studying, you're typically in your cohorts. And for me, what a fantastic thing to be able to bring all of you together from all the different subjects across the university. Oh, it's amazing. I'm going to close that now. I'm going to get distracted. But really pleased you're interested in finding out more on the opportunities that are available to you. And really, you know, welcome to the new academic year. And I know that this is going to be a whole different setup for you. And no doubt there's going to be challenges along the way. But I just wanted to say at the beginning of the year, you know, we're here for you. We're part of the university. We're here to support you as everybody else is. And we're right behind you. So any challenges you face, we're here to help you overcome that. And today I'm going to explain a little bit about what I do. And largely this is all centered around developing your skills, developing your confidence and developing your future. And I love doing that. I absolutely love helping people reach their full potential. So today is going to last around 45 minutes. I'm going to go through the programme. We've got the wonderful Jade Edinburgh, who is going to join us and share a bit of her journey. We're going to take some questions. I know some of you have submitted questions already. And then to finish with, I'm going to give you details on how you can keep in touch with us afterwards. Okay, so as I said, my name is Natasha Triai, and I currently run the Enterprise Programme at the university. So I've spent about 8 years in London, and in that time I've worked with hundreds of different businesses across a wide range of different sectors. I've also worked at Queen Mary University, the Prince's Trust, and prior to that I set up a social enterprise. And part of the job that I do now is also running programmes across Central Asia to help students and graduates there develop their entrepreneurial skill set and business ideas. So it's really exciting to do that. And this year I have been blessed with more time, which has been amazing, being able to do a lot more cooking and baking, although I am still on the quest to find out how you perfect the macaron. Still not got there yet. So we've also got Jade Edinburgh, amazing woman, joining us today. Jade, do you want to just come off video for a second, come and join us from your green room? Hey, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm great. Thank you, Natasha. Great to be here. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So Jade's joining us all the way from Gibraltar. How is the weather in Gibraltar right now, Jade? You're looking very radiant.
Yeah, sitting by window for the lighting.
Yeah.
Beautiful blue skies. Typical day here for end of October, so we're probably around 20 degrees. So it's quite a few degrees warmer than my 10 years in London.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and can't wait to interview you later. I'll see you shortly, okay?
Thanks.
Bye. So that will be really good. So a thing on questions to begin with. And what I want to say, you know, at these kind of situations, I don't want any of you there to think, I don't want you to leave this session wondering. And I know sometimes you can think maybe the question I have is stupid. I just want to say to you now and kind of throughout life, I suppose, there's no such thing as a stupid question. I don't want you to leave here wondering. I want you to take hold of opportunity. If something pops into your head, have the confidence to ask it, and we're here to answer the questions for you. You've got Jade, who's a really experienced entrepreneur and worked with tech startups for many years, and myself, who's worked with a lot of different businesses, helping people to set up and also develop their entrepreneurial skill set. So I don't want you leaving here, but I do want to say that we are quite large numbers. So if we don't get to your question, if you head to our Ask a Question section on our website, which I'll share with you at the end, you can ask us directly there because I don't want any of them to go unanswered. Okay, so before we begin, what I wanted to do was take a moment. You know, we already understand that I work with students and graduates to help them set up businesses and develop a skill set, but I really want to know what you think. So my question for you at the very beginning of this session is, what does enterprising really mean? And remember, I said there's no such thing as a stupid question. There's no such thing as a stupid answer either. It is quite a broad term. And what I was really interested in knowing is, what does it mean to you? So let's just take 60 seconds or so. And if you want to just write in the chat box what it means for you, let's have a look at what you will say. What does enterprising mean? To be enterprising as an individual? A community providing services, okay. Yeah. Have we got anyone starting a new business, having the confidence to start a new business? Creative business ideas, showing initiative, great. That's a really fantastic, being proactive, innovative. Oh, there's some really fantastic answers here. These are fantastic, really good. Coming up with new ideas. To have your own business, be creative. So a lot of focus here on new ideas. And I wonder actually with people in the audience, if you do have an idea already, or actually if you don't have an idea, because both is completely fine, and we've got lots of resources for all. Resourceful and being imaginative, I love that word, very creative, pursuing a business idea, bringing it to life, interactive. So it's a lot about doing, about taking action, about developing, isn't it? Well, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing. That's really interesting. So I wanted to move on here, and Sandra's actually one of the students that came through our Launchpad program 2018, a couple of years ago now. And I thought she had a fantastic quote here. She says, enterprise isn't only about being an entrepreneur. It's about building up skills and relationships to take your next steps in life towards achieving your goals. And for me, I thought she summed this up in a really fantastic way. And a lot of kind of what you've talked about, taking action, doing things, developing yourself. And for me, this is really sums up what being enterprising is about. And I wanted to use a student example as well, because for me, the students are at the heart of everything we do. You're at the heart. You are exactly why we're doing what we're doing. You're the individuals that we're here to develop and to develop your future too. And I also wanted to share with you one of our mentors. We've got many mentors on our program. Prasad Sali, who is CEO of Skillennials, fantastic mentor. We're really privileged to have him on our program. I think he's actually watching today too, so hey. And he said, to be enterprising is to create the opportunities you want through your life choices and actions during your studies. I believe we can make real change for the good of humanity and for our environment. And I love that as well, because for me, it's not just about, being an entrepreneur isn't just about making money. It's not just about making the profits. It's about that whole journey you go on as an individual. And it's about the impact you can create in this world. As an entrepreneur, you have the power to change the world, not just by making money for yourself. And I just love this quote as well. So looking at student enterprise. So thank you so much for those two for sharing, and thank you to all of you for your answers in there. I'm going to probably keep those because that was really interesting and I love getting your feedback. So moving on to the student enterprise program, and why is developing this enterprise skill set important? So before I touch on that, actually, I wanted to just flag that we are part of a university and we're actually based at a place called Accelerator in Shoreditch. So that's the building there. And we've got 30 tech startups that are also based there. So last year they raised £14 million in investment, made about 22 million in revenue and created just under 100 new jobs. So these are all tech startups that don't specialize in a particular industry, but they're people that have gone through this journey of being an entrepreneur, of setting up a business. They're experienced, they know the struggles, they know the challenges, and they've come through the other side. And all of their tech startups are actually very high growth, scalable businesses. Now, they rent office space from us, and written into their contract is to support the students of London Met University. So my hope is that for you, those of you that are here today, you will be able to engage in our programmes throughout this academic year, and you will be able to meet some of these individuals as well as the other mentors that come on our programme, to learn from them, to have them share with you their experience. So going back to why we do this, and why is having an enterprising skill set so important? So I won't need to tell you that the job market right now is really competitive. And I think the figure is about 50% of graduates don't land a graduate level job on completion of their studies, which is a really scary statistic when you think about all the time, the effort, the money that goes into obtaining your degree. So one reason why I exist is to help equip you with the skills for coming on our programs that are going to make you a more enterprising individual. Now, this isn't for business people. Employers explicitly state that they want these dynamic individuals to form part of their team. So, for example, skills like resilience, adaptability, problem solving isn't just necessary if you're going to work for yourself, but it's necessary on going for jobs now. And so what we want to do is make sure you're equipped with this skill set that's going to land you a fantastic graduate job. So you're part of the 50% that actually secure your dream job when graduating from university. Also, 1 in 7 now in the UK are freelancers, and that is £275 billion contributed to the UK economy each year. And we see this figure growing year on year. It's a really important industry. And what you shouldn't do as a student is wait until you graduate to find out how to set yourself up as a freelancer, but you should be finding this out now. So we actually set you up with all the resources that you need. We prepare you so that when you graduate, you know everything you need to do from a commercial side of things to be successful as a freelancer. So understanding all your obligations to do with tax, national insurance, which legal structure to choose. We want to make sure that when you graduate, you're actually prepared to go into that with confidence. And also, lastly, London is a #2 city in the whole of the world for startup ecosystem. And as I mentioned, we're based in Shoreditch, right in the heart of Tech City. So that means you as students have got access to a real thriving community, networking, opportunities, meeting individuals that are going to help you grow. And basically everything is helping you to make the most success of your future, which is really exciting. Okay, so let me move on to the programme structure. I'm going to go over this quite quickly, but don't want you to feel overwhelmed. We've got all our information on our website as well. So I've split our programme into 3 segments for you. So the Inspire section, which is the first one that we're doing today, it's going to cover a large range of different topics in every corner of the startup world. And it's really kind of looking at what success looks like, aimed at individuals that don't have a business idea, but of course you're welcome to come along if you do as well. But really, people that don't have a business idea, you don't necessarily have to study business as a degree, and you don't have to be an entrepreneur yet. Hopefully we're going to make some entrepreneurs out of you. But also it's not the prerequisite at all, and you don't need to have the intention to go on to do that by coming on one of these events. The start section is all about if you have got an idea, and I'll go through these in a second. And then the Accelerate is all for students that have actually got an established business, and we are looking to help them grow and to scale. So look at our programme in these 3 different sections. We do a lot of different things, so don't be overwhelmed. Okay, so section 1 in our Inspire. So I'm really pleased that we have got about 4 of these different sessions. I'm going to do very lunchtime bite-sized sessions from now till December time. Really excited to welcome Maya Donahue from America. Again, it's a fantastic opportunity of being remote. We can have speakers from all across the world. He's going to deliver a session on where good ideas come from. And if you're sitting there without a business idea right now, you don't need to worry about that. I remember when I heard of the term social enterprise, I thought, that's for me. And I remember I said to the entrepreneur, but my problem is I don't have an idea. And he said to me, that's not a problem. This is not a problem at all. And from that, we came up with an idea. So there is a science behind it, and we're going to share that with you. We're going to share how to come up with a good idea and how to understand if there's actually an opportunity there or not. So how to sell online as well. This is a really fantastic session, which is going to be part of our Christmas market I'll speak about shortly. But basically, this is looking at individuals that want to sell products online. So we're going to teach you how to set up a shop and how to drive traffic to your page. Introduction to freelancing. Again, as I mentioned before, everything you need. You know, if you're a freelancer, you're going to be self-employed, you often have your product or your skills that you need to deliver a service. So we're here to prepare you with all the commercial knowledge that you need and also to develop the skills that you need to. Introduction to no code. So this is really exciting, actually. I'm not a techie person at all, and I want to get involved with this. So the massive trend sweeping across the tech industry right now on helping individuals that don't have a tech background to set up a tech business. And we're going to run a program on how you can do that, which is really exciting. And lastly, Hack for Good is all about setting up social enterprises and how to do that. So you don't need to come to any of these things with an idea, apart from probably the selling online. It would be beneficial if you did have a product, but not necessary at all. And we are here to help you to develop ideas throughout the processes. You're not just going to develop ideas, you're going to develop yourselves as individuals. So our start programs, we've got Fashion Founder, Foodie Founder and Beauty Bootcamp. These 3 events are one-day boot camps, and we have them delivered. They'll be delivered virtually this year by industry experts that will come in and talk you through the whole process that are related to these industries specifically. For example, Foodie Founder, we use this consultant who will help you take your product from your kitchen out to the shelves of shops. So really fantastic to get insider knowledge on these industries specifically. Christmas Market Big Idea, I'll come on to in a second. Launchpad is our 12-week course over summertime. It's our flagship program for new business ideas. And these are for business ideas where you're not sure if they're going to work or not. So you need to validate them. And we take you through a really intense process throughout summer to validate these ideas. And I love this program. You learn a lot of skills, you develop your idea, and usually it pivots and it changes. But the end of it, it's not launching your business, but it's understanding, is there a market opportunity there or not? Should I commit myself to actually developing this idea? I mean, one thing is when I meet with people and they say they've been working on their business idea for 2 years, it's such a long time such a massive amount of time to dedicate on something that's not going to work. So what we do is we compress using lean methodologies into 12 weeks. We take you through the process of validating it. So at the end of the 12 weeks, you understand if there's an opportunity or if there's not. Quick Start is aimed at freelancers. This will be in January time. 4 weeks of helping you understand who your customer is, how to connect with them, and giving you all those other skills that you need as a freelancer, aimed at businesses that don't need a lot of investment at all. And one-to-one support I'll come on to in a second. In any case, you can register for each of these programs now. You just need to go to the link on our website, which John should be sharing. And if not, we've got a link to it at the end. So the Christmas market is really exciting. It's our annual. So I'm just checking the time there. It's probably going on for a little bit longer, right? Christmas Market is our annual event we usually do at Brick Lane, and it's all about taking the best designer makers at London Met University and having them sell at Brick Lane on the busiest Sunday in December time. So we pay for the stalls, students get to keep the profits, and this student did a fantastic job. Her very first market, she made her shop look really visually appealing, and that's what we help you do. However, this year, we've gone online because not much is happening in real life right now. For me, I think it's going to be a fantastic opportunity to actually give you as individuals, more chance to sell, more chance to develop skills. And what we're going to do is, I think I'm going to go past the video, we'll share it afterwards. But basically the deadline is going to be, it's a very cute video, but we'll share it afterwards for the time. Is the 8th of November to apply. So if you're a designer or you're a maker, you have a product, what I want you to do is scan the QR code there. It'll take you through to our registration form, and you will attend our selling online workshop. And I'll give you everything you need to know on how to price your goods, how to set up a shop online, how to drive traffic to your page, and then you'll enter your website. And we're going to showcase the best 25 individuals on the website. But in any case, anybody can attend this workshop. So instead of one day of selling, you're going to have 3 weeks of selling in December, not just December, but beyond that as well. So I'm really excited for this new reboot of our Christmas market this year. And big idea challenge is, I want to just flag this for you right now, but it actually launches in January time, and it's our annual pitching competition. So we've got 3 categories: commercial, social impact, and creative. And what we're looking to do is hear from individuals that have got ideas, new business ideas in each of these categories. You can win up to a share of up to £30,000 in cash and other prizes. And we're not just looking for ideas where there's an opportunity, but we're looking for individuals who want to make those ideas a reality. So from now till then, we'll be doing many sessions, and we'll be able to support you in coming up with ideas. But a fantastic way to develop your pitching skills. It is a pitching competition. We support you throughout the whole of this, so you don't need to go and figure out how to do it alone. We are here to give you all the tools and the knowledge you need in order to do this successfully. Again, pitching, a fantastic skill that you'll need throughout life. So best to practice it right now when you're in the safe environment of university. I'm going to share that video with you afterwards, which was just one big idea. So lastly, we've got Accelerate Strands. We've got a number of different mentors who can help you grow or scale your business. And if you've come through one of our programs, we have got office space available at Accelerator, but you would need to speak to myself or Simon Boot, the head of Accelerator, about that. In any case, if you want to speak about that, if you go to Ask Me Anything section on our website. And one-to-one sessions, we do this every Wednesday morning. I would say on this that it's limited, so it's with myself right now. So spaces are limited, and it's on a Wednesday morning. So first come, first serve. And in any case, you can book this through the website. There's a section on booking one-to-one sessions on that. And to quickly just share a couple of students that came through our Launchpad program in 2017. So Darren and Nathan came with their idea called Trim It, which was all about queue management for barbershops. They went through this 12-week process of understanding, is this what customer wants? Is there an opportunity here? They found out that actually people didn't want that, even though they were really set on their idea at the beginning. They actually won the commercial category in Big Idea and then followed on to Launchpad afterwards. But what they did find out was that there was another opportunity. And fast forward 3 years, they've got an app where you can go on as a user and book a barber appointment in one of their vans. So they actually changed their business model changed entirely. I think they have 6 vans now that go around London. You can book, and I think it's like 4 months in advance it's sold out for. They've raised £300,000 in investment to date. And also Nathan was an architect student, so not a typical business student at all. And they are fantastic entrepreneurs now. And for me, I wanted to share this to show that it's not you don't need to be a business student, but it's also, that's not just how we measure success. You don't need to have raised investment. For me, it's about developing you as individuals. It's about developing your skill set. It's about getting you the jobs in the future that you want. But I just wanted to share that story with you for now. Okay, so with that, I want to introduce Jade Edinburgh. So she is a fantastic woman. Hey Jade, welcome back from the green room. She's an entrepreneur. She's got massive experience in tech startups, and she's just going to share a little bit of her journey with you, and then we'll take some questions afterwards. I'm going to switch my screen off right now, and I think I'll stop sharing. I think you should be able to share, Jade.
Let's give it a go.
Let's.
Natasha gave a little bit of an introduction about myself, but my name's Jade. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've now started maybe around 8 or 9 businesses, I think it is. I'm the CEO of a number of those businesses, and I'm also a business development consultant. So that means that I work with a number of businesses to help them improve in different ways and sort of all kinds of ways under the sun, depending on the business. And it's probably relevant to say that I'm not a business student either. So my degree was in events management. And I saw at least one events management person pop up in the chat. So team events. But the moral of the story is you don't actually need a business degree to be an enterpriser. Aha, it's Diana. Great, Diana. Somebody's having to leave the session now as well. That's okay. I believe they are recording, so you should be able to catch up with the recording later. So a little bit about me. So I mentioned I've started 8 or 9 businesses. I've done a lot of random things. I used to be a skydiver. I've organized events for Tom Jones. I've done international sporting festivals. I've spray painted art for celebrities. I was one of the youngest females to be invited to join the Institute of Directors in London some years ago as well. And it all sounds kind of fancy and stuff like that, but actually it starts in much more humble beginnings. And it really started way back when. This is a little family photo from 1998. I was 8 back then. And the moral of the story really is that anyone can become an entrepreneur. You know, I was a curious person. I love learning new things. I love learning about new cultures. I also love the arts. And at this point, I actually started my first business. So I started my first business when I was 8. I sold bracelets. I made those little bracelets out of strings and things like that. I had a whole backpack full of them, and I found out that there was a local market nearby to the marina where my family lived every Saturday morning. So one Saturday, I sort of filled up my backpack with all of these string bracelets I've made. I stole my mum's picnic table, carried it determinedly down the stairs and all the way to the marina, set it up basically next to everybody else that had market stalls. I hadn't paid for this. I didn't know you had to pay for this, but everyone kind of welcomed me with warm arms, and yeah, I made my first sale. So on that day, you know, I probably made the equivalent of around £40 or something, which back then I thought was a millionaire as an 8-year-old. And that's really humble beginnings. You know, it doesn't take inventing Facebook to be an entrepreneur. You know, you don't need to reinvent the wheel entirely. Even just starting a business and going about something on your own and branching out, being a freelancer, anything can be entrepreneurship. So it can come from anywhere. I'm just sorry, distracted by the comments, guys. Hi, thanks everyone for saying hello. So entrepreneurship is a simple equation in my books, and it really doesn't need to be complicated. From my perspective, entrepreneurship is having an idea, taking action, and also evaluating that idea to make sure that you're on the right track and it is something which is going to be a successful business. So let's go through these 3 steps. So starting off with an idea, you know, I know you guys are in the ideation stage at the moment, and all I can say is one piece of advice is to start with your passion. You know, when I was 8, my passion was making bracelets. I can see that somebody else used to make bracelets too, or does make them. And I just went with it. I just thought, you know, this is something I enjoy doing. This, the photos that I'm showing you now was a business that started a few years ago with some friends. We loved art, and we loved sending positive messages about the environment, about the world, and all that kind of thing. So we started up a business. We ended up spray painting offices all around London with murals that were consciously social. So, you know, promoting things like saving the environment. You can see a zebra down there with some animals, and that was for a microphone brand. We painted Sir David Attenborough, and all kinds of other things as well. And that really just started with a passion. The reason that starting with a passion is a good place to start for coming up with an idea is that if you really enjoy something, you're more likely to stick at it. The entrepreneurial journey is not a straight line. It's not sort of a straight line graph to success. It looks more like spaghetti and chaos. But if you're really passionate about something and you really truly believe in it, then you're much more likely to see it through, see through those bad days, and actually overcome all of that to success and sort of stick with it. And it doesn't have to be spray painting. It could be anything that you are interested in. The next thing is in taking action, and excuse my cringy childhood photos here, but really I think the moral of this is to channel your inner child. So what I mean by that is that we tend to be, as people, very conditioned these days to not take risks. We're sort of conditioned with fear as we grow up. And society tells us, it's risky to have your own business. It's not safe to go out on your own. You should really be careful. You should really think about that before you do it. But actually, I say screw it. And I think you should just jump in head first, because at the end of the day, if you don't take action, you can have all the great ideas in the world, but that's not entrepreneurship. To have entrepreneurship, you have to take action, and you'll never have a business if you don't start it. So there's all these sort of fear-mongering things, but I would say rip the Band-Aid off and just start somewhere. Channel your inner child and be completely fearless in what it is that you do. Seeing some great comments here. So taking risks, yes, be bold, be brave. Exactly. It's exactly what we'll be doing. And then the last thing is to never really fear change. So change is part of being an entrepreneur. Change is part of the entrepreneurial journey. I mentioned before that I've started now 8 or 9 businesses. I can't even remember how many it is. I don't have all of them now. Some of them didn't work out. Some of them worked out very well, and I've exited those businesses. Some of them I'm still working on today. But the point is to never fear adapting and doing things differently. Natasha gave a fantastic example of that with the students that had the barbershop queuing idea. So they found out through the ideation process that there wasn't really a market for that, but through that exploration, they found a different gap in the market and how they could still work within their passion, actually solve a real world problem. Now, I've worked in the tech industry, as Natasha said. I've worked in the fitness industry. I've worked in art. I've worked in place management. I've worked in data consultancy, in luxury hospitality. At the moment, I'm also doing online business coaching for wellness coaches. So all kinds of things. And really, I followed my passion throughout, and I've never been afraid to pivot. So I really would say, don't let fear hold you back in terms of changing your idea. Don't ever get stuck to an idea and say, I've worked on it for months now, I really shouldn't change this. Because it's not going to work. You just have to make peace with that. You have to pivot, change direction, and move on something different. So just a few final words before we go through some of the questions that we've already had. So really, anyone can be an entrepreneur. Take it from my 8-year-old self. You want to start with an idea. You want to start with your passion to create that and see what you can come up with thereafter. Natasha already explained that there is science behind it. So it's not as easy as saying, I love doing X, Y, Z. Let's go for it. But, I saw someone in the comments earlier pop up saying that they started a home food delivery service in lockdown. So that sort of thing, if you love cooking, then cooking is going to be something that you love to do. If somebody hated cooking, a cooking business would be a terrible idea. They'd never see it through. The second point is to take action, and you want to channel your inner child. You want to jump headfirst into the swimming pool with no armbands on and just really go for it. And you want to evaluate your idea and never fear change. You want to be nimble. And this is the agile element of startups is really what makes us so successful and what makes us a growing number of people around the world, not just that 1 in 7 in the UK, but globally. It's now or never. People say we should be risk averse and this is all terrifying going out on your own. But arguably, I would say you don't really have job security if you have a full-time job necessarily either. Just like you might fail at your business, technically somebody could serve notice on you and you wouldn't have a job either. So you really want to make sure that you've got an idea, you've got to take that action and have no fear in making change and sticking at your passion until you get to where you want to go. And a final thought is just that you have got this. Natasha has got so many fantastic opportunities for you to dive into. And all I would say is take her up on as many of those as you possibly can. All of the support that the team will be able to provide you will be invaluable. They'll give you phenomenal resources, fantastic coaching sessions, and incredible opportunities to get involved with events where you can connect with people in your industry, potential clients, funding, and everything else. So thank you very much for listening to a short story by me. And I will go on to some questions. So Natasha, I don't know, do you want me to look at the questions you sent me earlier? Would you like to read them out?
Yeah.
Hello.
Am I back on? I think I am.
You're back on.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for that, Jade. I think I just love listening to you speak. You've got such a passion. I just love the variety of things that you've done, and you've gone for it and never, you've never let yourself be held back. And I think that's what I want to say to a lot of these students here, like just to echo that journey that Jade's been on. I find it so inspiring. I'm inspired right now. I love it.
Thank you so much.
So we did, yeah. So we did get some questions through from our form. So I think it's a really good question. How can I find my first customer? What would you say to that, Jade?
So I would say, first of all, it is a really good question.
Yeah.
Good one. There are a few different ways, and it depends on the industry that you're in. But the first steps that I would say is research your industry and see where your ideal client would hang out. Before you can even think about actually finding your first paying customer, you need to know exactly who they are. And if you can niche down to a very specific type of customer, then it becomes a lot easier to find them. So, and also in that, not only is it easy to find them, if you're speaking to one specific ideal customer, it'll be easier to convert them into a customer as well.
Oh, great. And I think I would say, yeah, absolutely. And when I meet a lot of different people that have ideas, I think one thing that I see is that the ideas are very solution focused. And this is a habit, I think, when you're especially if you're a techie or you're very, this is what my product is. And actually, it should be flipped over. Everything at the start is a bit of a guess as well. Like you're kind of guessing who your customer is and what do they want from you. But actually, instead of focusing on your solution, looking at, well, who's your customer and what is the problem that you're solving for them? The bigger the pain point of the problem, the more successful you'll actually be. And it's something that not a lot of people do right at this beginning. But if you can do this in the beginning stage, you will have more success, understanding who your customer is and what the pain point is, what the problem is you're solving for them. And this is something that we talk about in like later on in the different programs that we do, but it's very much focused on that. And it's not always something that people do. And I think this is a really great question, Jade, is what's your morning routine?
Another interesting one. So I'm a big fan of morning routines, actually. So I'm really excited about this question.
Yeah.
It's not your normal, it's not your typical, what does a successful morning routine look like? Because you hear all this stuff about you should wake up at 5 a.m. and, eat a melon and then work out for 5 hours. And that would be great, but it just doesn't work for me. And I don't think it works for everyone. So I would say about morning routines, don't necessarily say just because you saw someone famous say that they do something in the morning, you don't have to copy them. You can come up with something that works for you. So my morning routine is probably a later start than definitely a later start than a 5 a.m. start. I'm not a super early riser, and I like to have a slow start to my day so I can start my day intentionally. Normally, I would have already planned my work day, the evening before. So I try and get a bit organized. So I make sure I have a schedule of everything that needs to be achieved and sort of probably 3 main goals so I'm not overwhelming myself. My morning always starts with a green tea. So I have some green tea with fresh lemon juice.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. And probably about a liter of water or something like that, because actually intermittent fasting as well. So I don't eat until the afternoon. And I found that really helped me with my energy levels and making sure that I don't feel sluggish or have any dips in the morning, and I can sort of stay sharp throughout. But it does take some getting used to, so don't go and starve yourself now, anyone.
Yeah, but I have read that this is actually a really fantastic way to it's help your brain as well. It's not just about I suppose people think fasting is about weight loss, but it's actually about engaging with your brain too. And water, I always fill up this bottle of water before I go to bed, and I down that the very first thing I do when I wake up. And I think doing things like making your bed in the morning and being set up for the day. I've started doing like a yoga meditation in the morning, and I do that and try not to look at my phone until after that. But I think exactly what you said, like everybody's really different. Really interesting hearing about other people's routines, but I think each individual that you have to find out what works for you, because you've got a lot of different people are different basically. I'm just seeing right now that people have got a lecture to go to. Maybe what if I could just finish and give you the QR code if I can stop you sharing that, Jade.
Yep.
Let me stop sharing. Take more questions and we can run over if people don't have to leave.
Yes.
Screen. Let me go back to this one. Share.
And just a quick message to everyone that does have to leave as well. You can always get in touch with me through Natasha too. So if you have any specific questions, do leave them in the chat or ask Natasha how you can get in touch.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much, Jamia. Thank you to all of you that are having to leave right now that have joined us, and hopefully see you soon on our other sessions. So I just wanted to quickly finish with a quote from Martin, who went through Launchpads the same year that Trimit did. You just read this quote here, but I think I wanted to really highlight the last sentence, which was, if you can get a spot on the programme, go for it. And what I wanted to say to each of you is, please get involved with our programmes. I can't explain to you how much they might impact on what you do for your future and how you are as an individual going forwards. Not just for people with ideas, we help you get there. So if you just let that resonate with you, and to stay in touch, if you scan this QR code, that should take you to our website, and you can sign up for any of our programs. You can put expression of interest, and whenever we've got applications that are open, we'll notify you. So that's all you need for and you can sign up to our newsletter if you're not already signed up, and the one-to-one sessions, everything is there for you. I just wanted to finish by saying the enterprise program should really be a part of your experience at university. And I think for us, like, it's all about creating innovative individuals. It's about making sure you're creative. It's about making sure you've got a can-do attitude, you're adapting. And these are not things that individuals need when setting up a business, but it's about what employers now want. And for me, I really hope that you engage with us so that we can help you create your own future.